the main conclusions of the district, I think that we have tons of conclusions. We are presenting today in a couple of hours the conclusions of the event. We have heard a lot of experts, and I think that the main conclusions are that it's true that there is uncertainty, it's still an uncertain market, but the conviction begins to be that we are just the interest rates are just about to be dead, concluded. So certainty will be back in the market. 2024 is going to be a much better year than we have had in 2023. A lot of interest in the living asset classes, anything that has to do from student housing to senior living. The capital today, the flexible capital is more in the debt rather than in the equity. So because the interest, I would say the returns in the equity are quite close to the debt, and obviously the position in the debt, it's much safe. But I would say that the market is not going to drop down. There was some noise some months ago if the market would collapse or not. The sentiment in the district is that the market will not collapse. So I would say that the tons of conclusions, many things about many asset classes, a lot of people speaking about the new asset classes, what about life science, data centers. I would say that the challenges would be probably that the macro environment, it's not the best one. So we all understand that we need to live in a different world because the cost of the capital is going to be higher, the cost of the money is not going to be back to zeros that we have seen in the last era. So I would say that that's a challenge that's going to change significantly our business. But on the other side, it's opportunity. I mean, at the end of the day, what we have understood is that it's not only going to be about PropCo, just about the real estate, about the site. It's going to be about operations. So all of us will go to be a little bit more private equity-oriented deals. So I would say that the world is changing, our sector is changing, the macro is not going to be the best. So I think that it's the moment where talent, where asset management needs to be there. And this is good moments for I would say, for our industry and for real experts and for the people that love this business. This second edition of the district, I would say that very evident that it's much better than the first. Very evident that I would say that we have seen a lot of people around. The sentiment of the people is very positive. So I would say that it's our second edition. We need to understand that we're still a baby, but the baby look good. So for the next year, I think that probably we're going to be doubling most of the main specific figures from last year, but next year much and more. But I would say that my assessment is super positive, the sentiment is very positive, the experts that we have had, the level of talent, I think that has been a wow impact. So probably I would say that a lot has happened in a couple of days in Spain, in Barcelona, and probably what we are trying to see is that this year is much more international than last year, and we need to go in that direction. We are working hard, we are super enthusiastic. If you have not been this year here, you have missed it. If you have been here, you have seen the power that we have. So come next year to Barcelona, come to the district. I promise that it's going to be even much better than this one, much more international, much more capital-oriented. We need you and all the sponsors, the global sponsors, the partners, everyone just here with us. Thank you so much.